Have you ever heard of a British Prime Minister visiting a charity organization in India? A foundation nestled in Simhachalam, Vishakhapatnam district, Andhra Pradesh, caught the attention of international authorities. That was year 2005. Former British Prime Minister John Major's visit to Sankar Foundation, a public charitable trust, had caught the news headlines. Sankar Foundation is known for its services for eye-related issues for poor and underprivileged sections of society. Sightsavers International chose the foundation to showcase a documentary on prevention of blindness through BBC World. The interview was published in BBC World. Established in 1984 by Mr. Atmakuri Sankar Rao, a renowned businessman and philanthropist, as a public charitable trust. Along with his wife, Ms. Ms.Yeshoda, contributed their entire wealth towards the foundation. Ms.Yeshoda was appointed as one of the Founder Trustee.
So in 1995, after selling off this hotel and making my children independent, I said, okay, I will go full blast and full time into social work. And there I should acknowledge my gratitude to my wife. She was graceful enough to say, I am behind you. And my money, your money, we will pool together and start the social work. So we kept about 15% of our finances and parted with 85% of our finances to the foundation. That is Sankar Foundation.
Their two sons, Mr. Krishna Kumar, Mr. Ravi Kumar, and daughter Uma, were appointed as trustees of the foundation. Eminent personalities of the city from various fields were appointed as trustees. The philosophy and activities of the foundation have attracted former British Prime Minister John Major and Mr. Mervyn Davis, Group Chief Executive of Standard Chartered Group. Sankar Foundation, which was born with the core philosophy of service and a vision to provide eyesight to the poor, has slowly moved into the hands of few unscrupulous elements.
We started, I was new to the social work, as I mentioned to you, but for me the goal was to serve the poor and needy in a very effective way with compassion, love and care. And for me, I wanted to see God in every man and man as God. This is the bottom line, and every minute, every sinew of mine works on that basis.
Mr. Sankar Rao's vision continued till 2003. New team members have occupied the board with new titles. Situations unfolded in myriad ways in its operations, administration, management, trust and team as time progressed. Ms. K. Manimala was appointed as a Resource Mobilization Executive in 2003. She rose from the position of Executive to CEO FNA, CEO and Trustee, and CEO and Executive Trustee within a time frame of 6 years. She had reportedly started shaking the foundations of the charity, its principles and philosophy, making it a private entity of her own by making trustees as mere puppets, singing to her tunes. Mr. Sankar Rao couldn't sense her ulterior motives and the situations that were happening around him. Manimala had presented herself as a visionary to Mr. A. Sankar Rao. She assured Mr. Sankar Rao that she would be able to transform the foundation into an institution. Manimala had started implementing her strategy to alienate all the family members of Mr. Sankar Rao from the matters of the trust in order to remove all the hurdles that could come on her way to grab power. By July 2009, all the children of Sankar Rao were terminated from their respective positions, stating that their tenure had come to an end. In the same year, Mr. Sankar Rao's nephews were appointed as trustees who do not have any relation with the trust other than being relatives. Along with them, Mr. Sankar Rao's elder son, Mr. A. Krishna Kumar, was also reappointed as a trustee. He resigned in 2012. He was taken again as a trustee in 2022. Ms. Manimala resigned from her position in September 2009. Mr. Shankar Rao was diagnosed with cancer around 2008. The board made a resolution in September 2009 to amend the trust deed, following which an amendment was made to the trust deed in December 2009 to make Ms. Yeshoda as managing trustee upon the demise of Mr. Shankar Rao. Manimala rejoined the foundation as an honorary advisor in December 2009. However, things didn't progress as they were meant to be. Foundation has become a hub for several internal conflicts. Mr. Shankar Rao's health rapidly deteriorated by 2011. Ms. Yeshoda could not take over as the managing trustee of the foundation as she had to attend her ailing husband. While the family was busy attending to their ailing father, Ms. K. Manimala was redesignated as managing trustee. Thotakura Venkata Vijaykumar was appointed as chairman in 2011. Incidentally, he was former employer of Manimala and his appointment remains an enigma. While Mr. A. Shankar Rao was undergoing treatment in the hospital and was on the ventilator, K. Manimala, in connivance with other board of trustees, had amended and registered the trust deed, making herself as managing trustee. This was a complete violation of the amendment made to the trust deed in 2009. The million-dollar question that still lingers in the minds of many is that how could she amend the trust deed when Mr. Shankar Rao was on the ventilator? The fact about this amendment was completely suppressed from the knowledge of Ms. Yeshoda. Mr. Shankar Rao passed away on 18th March 2012. With the demise of Mr. Shankar Rao, Ms. Yeshoda was completely relegated to dark regarding the activities of the foundation. Ms. Yeshoda had initially approached one of the founder trustee in July 2012 to address the issue and discuss about 2009 amendment. His instant advice to her was not to go to media, and she had abided by his advice. Days passed. Ms. Yeshoda waited with patience till August 2012, seeking redressal. Ms. Yeshoda placed the issue of the 2009 amendment in the agenda of the Board of Trustees meeting, which took place on 4th August 2012, after she noticed inaction on the part of Mr. D.V. Subbarao and other trustees. The board in its minutes mentioned the resolution of March 2011, by which Manimala was redesignated as managing trustee, which holds good. This was a blatant misrepresentation. RINL nominee trustee took a serious objection to the minutes circulated by chairman of the meeting, as the minutes did not reflect what actually transpired in 2012 meeting. He then had to minute what was actually said by him in the 4th August 2012 board meeting. The matter will be addressed at a future date when Chairman T.V. Vijaykumar is present. The said matter was never addressed in any of the subsequent board meetings. Ms. Manimala reportedly altered the trust deed on March 16, 2012, 2 days before Mr. Shankar Rao's demise. Ms. Yeshoda's repeated pleas to Manimala and other trustees to oblige to 2009 amendment were not taken into consideration. She has asked Manimala to step down, giving due regard to the amendment of 2009. She has raised the issue in every subsequent Board of Trustees meeting thereafter. Her attempts have gone in vain and no resolution was found. Ms. Yeshoda couldn't tolerate this. Finally, she sent a legal notice in April 2013 to all the trustees seeking answers to all her queries. Whether the Board of Trustees of Shankar Foundation ever given any such authorization or power to K. Manimala to amend and register the trust deed? If there were to be some authorizations like that, requested for a proof of authorization and the trustees who have authorized. Is it not illegal for K. Manimala to act as managing trustee after the demise of Mr. A. Shankar Rao? Is it not a fraud to operate the bank accounts as a managing trustee by K. Manimala after the demise of Mr. A. Sankar Rao. Ms. K. Manimala has sent a reply to the legal notice dated 3rd June 2013, which was endorsed and signed by all the trustees. It has stated that the trust resolution dated 26th September 2009 and the amendment dated 30th December 2009 are superseded by the board resolution dated 24th March 2011 and therefore they have no relevance or validity. This came as a shock to Ms.Yeshoda. The amendment that was carried out surreptitiously was challenged in court, and Yeshoda has been waiting for justice for the past 11 years. Ms. Yeshoda has stoically borne the agony of awaiting justice. All official communication from the foundation, including agenda, notices to board meetings, minutes of board meetings, as well as financial statements of the trust, were stopped to Ms. Yeshoda since 2015. She was neither informed regarding the appointment of any new trustees to the foundation nor opening of new branches. Her right to have visiting cards were ignored by the trustees. Registered posts sent by her were refused by a few trustees, and she was blocked on email and shouted down on the phone. There was no mention of her or Mr. Sankar Rao's contribution in the history page of the official website. They removed her car driver and stopped payment of petrol bills since 2016. This was the only perk that she used to receive from the foundation. To add further to her agony, an affidavit has been filed by Sankar Foundation, which was represented by her nephew Atmakuri Kumar, to remove her from the trust in 2016. While the matter was pending in court, the court has given an option to mediate between the parties. However, the mediation efforts didn't succeed. Executive Trustee Atmakuri Kumar said that the foundation would consider a trusteeship for Ms. Yeshoda if she learnt to behave herself. The civil suit is still pending in the High Court of Andhra Pradesh. The affidavit to remove Ms. A. Yeshoda is pending in District Court of Visakhapatnam. While her daughter Uma Raju Sagi and her son-in-law have been helping Ms. Yeshoda in her fight for justice, few parties allege that she is indulging in anti-trust activities. How a person who has willed her entire savings to the trust can behave anti-trust? Ms. Yeshoda's only concern is to protect the trust and legacy that was built with tremendous sacrifice by her and her husband. She wants to protect public funds from being misappropriated. She reiterates the fact that Sankar Foundation is a public charitable trust and not the personal property of any one single individual. The pain I have been enduring in all these years is indescribable, and it can't be put in mere words, she concludes. Her only prayer is to honor the recitals of the trust deed and to save the foundation from the wrong hands. Ms. Yeshoda turns 90 on this July 17th.